So we have seen this various type of overload protections, magnetic, thermal overloads, and electronic overload relays and fuses. Okay. Thermal overload means the thermal overload relay is an electromechanical relay. Can you see the slides? Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay, the thermal overload relay is an electric mechanical relay. It is operated by heat developed in the relay. So whenever the level of the current in a circuit reaches to a preset value, the increased temperature opens set of contacts. So basically, this is also connected in the control circuit of the contact coil. So increased temperature opens the contact through the bimetallic strip or melting away an alloy that activates the mechanism that opens the contact. So another one is the metal alloy thermal overload type. This is also another type overload relay. You see here, you can see this particular metal. Whenever the heat causes the specific solder metal, this will start melting it and the ratchet wheel will move. So whenever this wheel moves, this will open this contact and the power supply is here. You know, the control supply is going from here. It is coming here and it is going out from here. It opens and it can trip. Electronic overloads. So here, electronic overload senses the load current and heating effect on the motor is computed. If overload condition exists, the sensing circuit interrupts the power circuit. So electronic overload circuits also there which can sense the overload and trip the starter. Then fuses. You see, fuse has a limited applications as a primary means of overload protection for motors, but can be effectively used to provide a backup protection also in case of an overload protection, in case of an overload. Single fuse elements are not designed to provide overload protection. Their basic function is to protect against short circuits and ground fault. If sized to provide an overload protection, they would blow when the motor starts due to high inrush current. You understood? So because of the starting current, it can blow. So basically, they are not designed for this. Dual element fuses can provide motor overload protections, but they have to be replaced when they blow, which can be a disadvantage. Now, significance of what is a motor service factor? You will see what is this motor service factor. Motor service factor means it's a percentage of a loading of a motor can handle for a short period of time when operating normally within the correct voltage tolerances. Example like, see, you can calculate the HP level also. Like if your motor horsepower is your motor horsepower by a service factor. For example, if you have a 1 HP motor and if your service factor is 1.25, then you can operate the motor safely up to 1.25 HP without overheating or damaging the motor. So generally, all the motors which is of 10 HP have a service factor of 1.15. Okay, so motor service factor is a percentage multiplier that a motor can handle for a short period of time when operating within the normal voltage and frequency tolerance. Where you see where we are going to use this motor service factor when calculating this overload. This service here, motors of 10 HP and up usually have a service factor of 1.15. Extend the life of the motor. So what are the significance of this motor service factor? MSF. Extend the life of the motor by lowering the temperature of the insulation winding. Extend the life of the motor by lowering the temperature of the insulation winding. Compensate for low and unbalanced voltage supply voltages. Accommodate variably in horsepower. Like 15% buffer is a nice margin to have, especially for those occasional overload conditions. So if you see this service factor calculations, NEC in general requires the maximum size and overload device be set up to open at 115%, or 125% of the motor full load current rating. So if a motor rated 40 EC, that is ambient temperature 40 EC with a service factor of 1.55 or greater, 125% of the motor's full load current is used to calculate maximum size device for the overload protections. So you can see here, find the maximum size overload device to provide an overload protection to a three-phase 230 volt 10 HP motor with a full load current of 28 amps. Okay, so this is how do you calculate this maximum size available is, if it is 40 EC, ambient temperature is 40, multiplied by 140% is 39.2 amps. So maximum size overload device to provide overload protection to three-phase motor, how do you calculate it? So here you can see the service factor is taken, service factor is 1 here. So this is a motor service factor 1. If the motor is above 10 HP, it becomes 1.15. If it is below 10 HP, it is 1. So let's see these tutorial questions in these chapters. All the tutorial questions answers are with you. I have sent it to you today, all the answers. Okay. So only you have to read. I have already given you, that's a quite big file. It's around 16 tutorials, I think, 15 tutorials. All the answers are with you. With reference to AC motor, list the various protections. Setting in overcurrent protection, significance of star delta timer settings. So setting of overcurrent protections, you can see in your handout. How do you calculate the overcurrent protection? So you can see in this how you are calculating this overcurrent protection from here. Maximum allowable size, that means if it is 40, ambient temperature is 40, then amps multiplied by 140%. Also, you can see in your chart in your book, page number 246. It says how do you calculate the overload protections. And second thing is significance of the star delta timer settings. Here it says that significance of star delta timer settings means if you set the star delta timer too less, what happens? If you set too high, what happens? So this also I given in this tutorial answer. If you set too less, what happens? If you become too high, what happens? And also, how do you find out the star delta timer? How much time you need? Let's say 6 seconds or 10 seconds, 15 seconds. These all vary depend upon the motor. So how do you calculate the timer, the timings? This also I given in the tutorial. What is the significance of star delta timer settings? Then with reference to a DC motor, what is the working principle of DC motor? We have discussed yesterday. What is a back EMF? What is the significance of this back EMF? Working principle, as we have discussed yesterday, when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, a force will be acting. That force is called the Lorentz force. So what is the magnitude? F is equal to BIL. So all those things you have to write. And what is the significance? Significance means how it is becoming a self-regulating. Like when there is no load, when all of a sudden load is put, when the load is removed, how it is regulating the armature current, how it is maintaining the speed. So that is the significance of this back EMF. Then speed control of a DC motor. How the speed of a DC motor is controlled. This is only you have to remember N is equal to V minus IARA by the flux. So how you maintain this speed by using this equation like armature field control or armature voltage control or field voltage control. These two methods you can explain in this. What are the speed control of DC series motor? Discuss the effect of following factors on the AC motor. Voltage unbalance, frequency variations, voltage and frequency variations. Very important. When you vary the voltage, when you vary the frequency, when you vary voltage and frequency, both, what happens? Then single phasing. What is single phasing? What are the causes of single phasing? What is the effect of single phasing? What are the causes of overheating of an induction motor? What preventive measures are provided against damage to an induction motor? All the protections you can mention in this. What is the purpose of fuse backup protection? Why we need a fuse backup protection? Like fuse backup protection, like in case if an overload take place, how the fuse will protect from an overload? That is a question main. What is a fuse backup? So how is fuse is used as a backup protection? And how does an induction motor develop torque? So how the torque is produced in induction motor? So these are the tutorial 7 you can use. I think all these answers are there. I have given to you all these answers. You can go through this and so with this, we come to the end of this topic. Next will be 2.3.5, that is IGBT and motor speed control. You go through all the slides. If you need anybody, you all have my email ID. If you need any of the particular topics or chapter to be discussed, please let me know. I hope this is a very simple topic, so nothing much except these 3 questions what I discussed in the tutorial. It's covered everything. Main questions are covered. Also, you go through all this tutorial what I send it to you. You can see all the answers in that also.
Sir, please, some guys
Hello?
are waiting the confirmation to enter here.
Huh?
Some guys are waiting you to enter the.
So this, hope you have received all the slides what I send it. I send you all the
Yes, it's
slides.
received.
I send you all the slides.
ራስ ገባቸው ምናምን ጣጣ ነው በጌታ
Huh? I have sent you all the slides and the tutorials. So this tutorial number 7, 6, you can see the answers, all of them.
Okay, okay.
Okay. It's clear.
Okay, very good. So if you still need any things to be discussed,
Okay, thank you.
if you can put it in the email to me, if any of the topics, so that evening tomorrow's class we can repeat. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
So you want to go to the next topics today or we discuss tomorrow? Huh?
Later tomorrow, sir.
I think it's better to start tomorrow new.
Topic, okay. So you go through all the slides, okay? I have sent you all the slides to all your email IDs. Everybody must be getting all the slides. Yesterday's class, today's class, all. Tomorrow class, I will send you the slides in the morning. Before the class starts, I will send you the slides tomorrow morning. You go through all the tutorial questions. Wherever you have a doubt, please let me know in the morning tomorrow, so that in the afternoon class, I can prepare this, discuss with you in the afternoon class. It's a repetition class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
እንዴ ጋይስ አለቀ በቃ ክላስ
አልቋል እኮ
ኧረ
አንተ
ቆይ
ምንድነው ምን ጠይቆ ነው ምናምን የምትል ምንድነው? አልቋል እኮ ክላስ አለቀ።
ማለት ክሊር ነው የሚለው ማለትና ለማወቁን ጠይቆት ነው።
አረ ጋይስ ሪኮርዲንግ ላይ ነው አሁን።
አዎ ሪኮርዲንግ ላይ ነው ግን
ይቅርታ ውጡ።
ፈተና ላይ እንዳይመጣ ለምን ክላስ እንደተቋረጠ